Hello everybody, Thorgal here, and welcome back to another episode of Quantus here on the FTOG server. Now guys, I always try to make the best episodes possible, obviously. I'm not trying to make bad episodes on purpose and so on. And today, and also a little bit of time yesterday, I caught myself making an extremely boring episode that, when I started editing, got to 25 minutes and I felt like I did not accomplish anything. So I decided to scrap that. And we're gonna start directly with a mob farm and some magic today. And I want to show you though what we did in that episode. We made 4 Tinker's tools. We already had the excavator and this regular lumber axe right here. But I wanted to have 1 lumber axe, and I'm simply just gonna show you guys this. And if you want to know what the parts are that I used and the upgrades, you can see it right there. You can just pause the video. But I made this Thor's Cheapskate Burner. This is a lumber axe that has auto smelting via the firewood tough binding. So if I need any kind of charcoal, it's very easy. I can just chop down trees and that makes charcoal. I still want to put an upgrade of fortune up here, but I am down to 25 lapis because I used all my lapis on this new pick, which was dumb of me, honestly. You guys see I have luck 2 on it, but this is actually a pickaxe that I'm only going to use in the nether to farm ardite and cobalt. If that was the only reason. I made it out of a pig iron pickaxe set because it looked cool. I've never made one. And then I upgraded it with an obsidian sharpening stone, so I got the mining level of cobalt. And then I gave it a diamond upgrade, 1 mending moss, lapis, and redstone. And that is this, and it works nice. When I go into the gold farm and suck up a bunch of XP, this one as well as the hammer have mending moss. This one actually has 2 mending mosses. So they repair quite easy. I just don't have them on the bar. That's why they're not fully repaired right now. Oh, guys, check it out, by the way. New player on the server, Nickaville. Make sure you check out her channel. She is going to be added down in the description for all the other ftog'ians. And she started yesterday, so look forward to her videos. So this one is only for nether ores, this is for charcoal, and then I made this workhorse here. This has a manilium hammerhead, because I just wanted the durability. And then the other parts you see right there, and all I did is put 2 mending moss on it and 2 times redstone. And all I use this for is not for mining. This is just if I need to dig out, big chambers or something like that. It's very easy. And then, most importantly, I made this cleaver here with a manilium blade, and then just the tough tool rod. I made 1 out of blue slime, so it gets the 1020 durability. And then I put 5 times beheading on it, so that got me to beheading 7. And out of 15 wither skeleton kills, I got 14 heads. 9 wither skeleton heads and 4 regular skeleton heads, something like that. So I only missed out 1 out of 15 or something like that. So I think it's at 70% beheading, but it works really well. Okay, so that is that. I don't want to spend any time on Tinker's tools because they only just have one purpose, and I'm not a big fan of Tinker's tools simply because I have overused them in the past. I still use my diamond pickaxe right here, and today we're gonna make new tools. This over here used to be that tree right there, right? And then over here was the huge wheat field, and back there we had the cows. And I said, I don't need a cow farm anymore because we have that really good cow farm from Techno over at the spawn near his base entrance. And so I didn't need the wheat. What I did for a while is I planted a ton of nether wart here, because I wanted to get infernal bulbs for if we do something in roots. I know it takes a while to farm these. You see how much nether wart there is, and I only got 9 infernal bulbs. Now, these 4 verdant springs, by the way, I got from back when I had the wheat over here. You don't get those from the nether wart. You only get the infernal bulbs. You cannot right-click the nether warts and harvest them and get these. You have to break the nether wart, okay? So just left-click, break them all, and then you get a few, and then you plant it all again. And then I started preparing the Botania area over here. I want to use this as our beginning magic area. I want to have beginning Botania, beginning roots, and beginning evil craft. I don't think I'm going to start with blood magic over here because it's a pain in the butt to move that after a while, but we'll see. Maybe I move all of Blood Magic underground this time so we only see the altar on the top. Something like that. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out, guys. So, and then I built this here. And it's such an easy farm, and we have done this so many times that I figured, you know what? I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like when it's done. I went to the Nether, and I used the Drop of Evil on 2 blaze spawners. Far out, I had to explore quite a ways. And I did not know this, in case you didn't either. You find it interesting. When you right-click a cage with the Drop of Evil, you know, it pops out of the ground and you can pick it up, and it turns it into the extra utilities cage. And it does not use the Drop of Evil, so you really only need one to pick up as many cages as you want. Underneath the cages, I have Cursed Earth. So I had 2 pieces of dirt there that are, again, I right-clicked with a Drop of Evil to make it Cursed Earth. And the redstone I'll show you in a second to toggle these cages on or off. So right now they're on. The lighting in here is simply so I don't have other mobs spawn in here. Because blazes, these are both blazes, they don't care about the lighting level. So when I turn this on, they will just spawn. Now, granted, I do not know if extra utilities, like if this was a zombie spawner, because it is redstone powered, if that would care about lighting level or not. But I can toggle light on or off if I want to in here, like if we ever put zombie or skeleton or something else in there and they need it dark, I can turn it off, okay? And then just vector plates, you know, push them all in the forward here, and it comes down into this drop chute. Now, some of you might have noticed already that this is not a 9x9. This is a 10x10 inside dimensions. Because I have 2 next to each other, that means I still have 4 air spaces this way and 4 air spaces that way. 4 forward and 5 backwards. Because in case I want to add, I can add up to 2 more spawners, and then I would still behind this here. So right there, 1 and then 1 behind this one. And I still have 4 air spaces in every direction. That was kind of my goal, just to make sure I maximize spawning area. And that is why I made it a 10x10, and I'm fine with it. And I made a very simple place farm here, okay? Right here, I toggled them on or off. Let me just show you real quick. They should be spawning any second. Over here, I can turn the light on or off. And then over here, I just have a piston so I can punch these blazes to death. All right, so here they come. I'm just turning it off. I don't want too many. It spawns a good amount, and sometimes the last one takes a second. Especially when there's 2 of them pushing each other. There we go. There's 1, and there's the last one. Come on, there we go. Then I can step down here, and then I can reach this lever. And then I just wait until they're down to half a heart. They're getting suffocated. So let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Off. So now they're all at half a heart. And when I kill them, the hopper will go through the slab, picking up the items and put it in here. So, because you only get blaze rods when you manually kill blazes, okay? Well, at least I think so. I have 2 things I want to test. Well, one thing I want to test here shortly. I made from dark utilities, but that is it. And the redstone I wanted to show you guys real quick because, you know, somebody might want to build themselves a farm like this. That was the wrong one. Here. And I need to break this, otherwise I cannot pillar up right next to it. Let's just put that back there. So let's come up here. Hello. All right, so I have a torch elevator going up here, you know, very vanilla basic redstone, and it does the job. And there we are. And then the redstone, when I pull the lever, this gets inverted. The redstone comes back here and simply, excuse me a second. All right, I just wanted to make sure I cut this cough out. The redstone powers these 2 blocks, which are directly above the cages, okay? And then there's something I did not know, so I want to show it to you guys. These cages, you actually have a GUI when you right-click them, and by default, they're set to always on. And I changed them to only turn on with redstone. And later on, I definitely want to put some speed upgrades in here to see, you know, how much can you boost these. I think that'd be very interesting. But that is the mod farm, very simple. And the same with the Tinker's tools. You know, and now I spent, what is that, about 9 minutes or so explaining everything I did. And now we can start with the fun part. I hope you guys understand and you appreciate that I'm just trying to not do boring stuff. on episode, especially if we have done them, 100 times before. So, I wanted to try out these two traps here. The poison trap, so they always go down to half a heart. Okay, that's how it should work. Because then I don't need this piston anymore. Because the thing is, if I close this and then I open it, then I have new blazes fall in already that are not at half a heart. And then it just messes up the whole rotation, right? So I'm hoping that if I put a poison trap down here, that will help it. And then I made the damage trap. Because I wanted to see if the damage trap from Dark Utilities, because I believe you get XP. So that means that should count like a player kill. So why don't we try that out here and get that back. Now the other thing, of course, is that I guess we can put them right here. So let's actually start with the damage trap. Right there. This thing here I made because I wanted to see what it does. And I don't have any use for it. Check it out. It goes to the top of the block space. I kind of wish it was on the bottom. And when you toss items on it, it just, lets them through. If that makes perfect sense, right? But I had the half slab over here. So if I could put this up, it would be at the top of the block. But then I cannot kill the blazes anymore, right? So that would be counterproductive. So let's try out with... oh, I need my lever back here. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn this on. So this has been running for 5 minutes now. And not a single XP or any kind of drops. I changed the hopper out down there so I can clearly see if there's something coming here. So this damage trap works if you don't care about it. For example, it would work well in the gold farm. Because they are aggroed on me. And then it would still count as a player kill, right? Now, the poison trap, I do want to give it a spin real quick. I am pretty sure that it will work exactly like I'm imagining it. That whatever spawns here will get down to half a heart. And then I can just punch them to death. So that would definitely work. I don't need the pistons anymore. Now, come on, spawn. There we go. I just need one. That's fine. Get in the hole. I'm going to have to figure out what to change here. So let's see. It should not be able to see me. And at half a heart, it should just stop. I'm not going to punch it. Yeah, you see right there. So that's perfect, actually. That would work exactly the way I wanted it for if I want to manually farm. All right. And I just made the spike plate from Evilcraft. And I want to try this one out now. Because that is what I ultimately want to have here. Because... the purpose of this farm is to collect blaze rods, if I want any, to use for Botania, for the Endoflames, right? And the second one is to get blood for Evilcraft. So that is why I put this over here, and the reason why I chose to use blazes. So let's go ahead and put the spike plate here, and turn it on again, and see if that counts as a player kill. Then the only problem is... I don't know if I can maybe even place that on a hopper. We'll have to... Alright, so there is XP. But now I'm just gonna have to wait, though, because you don't get blaze rods from every blaze. But I'm gonna say after 10 or so, we should at least have one. If not, then that just does not count. Okay, so let's wait these 3 out, and if that is not... no blaze rod, then I'm just gonna say that we don't get blaze rods from this either. Yeah, we don't. Alright, so we only get XP, but no drops at all. Also not the, what is that, molten core here. Which is fine. So for right now, I wanna just test this real quick, guys, if that works. Can I still place, for example, I can place this one on there, that's good. Give it back, and can I also place the poison trap on there? Yes. Okay, cool. So I don't need this anymore. I can remove this and these 2 pistons. They're not needed anymore. I can just use the poison trap if I want to manually kill them. That's gonna make it a lot easier. So awesome. We got this done, and yeah, it doesn't matter if I have it in my inventory. Good. What's the other thing here is, yes, I barely have any dark gems anymore because I made 3 tanks for lava. But let me explain real quick all the things I did over here for Botania. Nothing really. I got all 16 colors from the mining dimension, okay? And then the way you can harvest or farm petals is you simply, let me get this out of here, goes like that, okay? So you can walk up, let's say the white one here, okay? And you shear it. And it gives you a 2 tall flower. You put it in there, you get 4 petals. So, and then you plant one, bone meal it, and you have another one. So for every one used, you gain 3, okay? Now, how I farmed them, I needed a bunch of black dye for all this dark glass over here, is I usually, like, take all of them like this. Plant, harvest, and just over and over like this until I'm out of petals. You see, you can make dyes or petals if you need those for Botania very quickly like this. And then I just leave the last one here. So if I need it again, the color, I can easily get it. And I can take all these, look at this, 24, just like that. It's super fast to make them. And let's put this back. Now, what I would like to get started with today is make not a super mana production, but a decent mana production. And then I want to make all the tools that Botania has to offer that we can make before going to the Alfheim portal, okay? I definitely want to switch to Mana Steel tools, Mana Steel armor, and so on. I barely use the Elytra wings, guys, but I might be using it more now when I get, where is it? The Rod of the Skies, I think that's what it's called. Oh boy, so many things in Botania. Let's see here real quick, right there. The Rod of the Skies, you use it, you shoot straight up. Granted, you can do that with the slime sling, but the Botania way I think is more convenient than having to get the slime sling, aim somewhere and go up. I think it's really cool to do. So, well, let's go ahead and get started with a few things first. Also, I forgot to mention, I did make a pure daisy. It's just 4 white petals and a seed in the petal apothecary to make that, and I've been making a bunch of living stone, living rock, and living wood over here. A lot of it I just harvested and put it on, and I don't want to automate too much over here in this area, guys. Once we get to the big magic area over at our new base, that's when we're really gonna start going bananas, okay? But let's get a few things on. I want at least 4 mana pools today. I want a Wand of the Forest. Let's see, what colors do we want? Now, I like the Bavarian colors very much, so I'm gonna have to... I'll just get that in a minute again. Whoops, right there. I just replant the... Actually, it goes like this. White and blue. Bam, there we go. I like this color. And then next, we are also needing... we're gonna need a bunch of mana spreaders. I usually make, let's say... Let's make 8 of them for now. That should be enough. I mean, we have unlimited gold. Like this. Yes. All right. So we got 8 mana spreaders. Oh, whoa. I need more living wood. All right. I forgot. I only put in 1 so I don't forget what I wanted to do. All right. There we go. There's the other 7. Come on. Get in my bag. And then over here, we're going to need mana steel first for the... What's the thing called? Mana distributor, right? That thing right there. Mana distributor. I need 2 mana steel. So, I'm gonna just make ender flames, guys. I'm gonna make a lot of them because I can make charcoal very easy and then possibly even get my hands on a lot of blaze rods eventually. And the way, let's check it out real quick. And we'll make 1 together real quick. Also, in case you haven't played with Botania in a while like me, there is no more Dayblooms, Nightshades, or also out in the world, they were called the Primus version, that were just spawned out in the world that you couldn't break. Pretty much the entry flower now is something like the... Man. Where is it? Why have I such a hard time? Oh, it is right up here. Okay, is, for example, the Hydrogena. That's the one that's based on water, but I believe they wither. And then the other one is the End of Flame right there. And you guys see it doesn't need any more I think you used to need to make mana petals for them, okay? So I'm just gonna need brown, light gray, and red. And I'm gonna just farm over there enough for, I'm gonna say about 20 of them. And then the other thing is, I would like to not have the flowers out here in the open because we're very limited on space. Okay, roots, for example, is gonna have to be over here. Because roots need sky access, as far as I know. And, well, Botania needs room, Alpine Portal, whatnot, so I don't have a lot of room here. So I figured we're gonna put the mana generation in the wall. That's kind of my goal I want to do here. And then what all we have is in the end have the mana bursts come out here and hit the mana spreader. So that's kind of my goal. I'm probably gonna need to make more mana pools, thinking of it now. Because don't forget that you should never go from mana spreader to mana spreader because you have a 10% loss. You should always go from mana spreader to mana pool, and then again to the next mana pool. So a spreader above a pool going to a pool, and if you need to go on, put a spreader above that to another pool. That way you don't lose any mana. So let me go ahead and clear this out and make a bunch of these ender flames, and then we'll set this up. Alright, I thought that we're gonna try to figure this out together because it might be fun. So the idea here is, like I said, the whole mana generation should be behind this wall. You're probably gonna be able to peek in somewhat because the spreaders here are gonna let you look through a little bit. But I think that's fine. And then I'm gonna think of, for right now, I just want to go into one mana pool, right? And that's going to go... Let's put that right there. And then later on here is going to be the mana distributor. And then 3 more pools right there, okay? So right now we're just going to set these up. That is bind mode. So shift right click to the pool, because right now I'm just going to try to get, you know, mana steal going as quickly as possible. So there is no reason of separating this into multiple mana pools. So right now I just want one to fill as quick as possible so we can make mana steal, right? Okay, and then back here, I want to have this pushed off as far back as possible. Because that way, when people walk out here with their magnets and stuff, they won't be able to suck things up. And this one, oh my god, what am I thinking? This one needs to be at least centered. I still have to dress this up, of course, but I didn't want to use torches. I want to use glowstone back here, so there's less stuff on the ground. Okay, so, well, let's just put these down right now. Like that. There's gonna be 15 on this side, and 15 on that side. And then we're gonna have to have a mana pool next to each one of them. That's not gonna work when I have them. Like this, it's gonna work, okay? This mana spreader can only take from that pool, this mana spreader only from that pool. But these two here, just like these two, this one here might take from that one or from that one. So that is actually not going to work for me right now. So let's just move these two over. We're just gonna have to play with the oh, but then this one cannot shoot by. Oh, dang it! How am I gonna set this up? Because my problem is I probably have to move this further into the middle then. Because here's the thing is, if I put a mana spreader here, right there, this one can shoot through this one. I don't think it can. I don't want to risk it. So why don't we, instead of bringing this forward like that, let's bring this actually one back. Oh, let's close this hole like that. Closed. Oop, already had it. I'll put that here. And then, so this is one back and then two back. That's fine. Doesn't matter. But I'm gonna bring this one back here. See, I'm gonna have to figure out a good point where every one of these mana spreaders can shoot. So let's try it here. Hey, that's... I don't like it because I can't set up my... Well, I guess the Terra Steel I could set up here. But where would I put my mana enchanter? Oh, possibly back here. It's not gonna be enough room. We'll see. I can always move these around, so we're gonna put that one here. Okay, so bam, bam. Now let's see if I can still hook these up to that. These four shouldn't be a problem. Let's see if you can still hit this. Do you still say mana? See, it's shooting. This one shows it's shooting into the mana spreader. I cannot get it to shoot there. Alright, so I guess the best thing to do here then is to just put it over here. From there. Alright, so if I put the... can I move it one back? Sorry guys, I really want to, because then here I could have the distributor. Okay, so let's tie these up again to here. Okay, you both show mana pool, yes. If they can reach the mana pool, they're gonna be able to reach the distributor. And yeah, that should all work nicely here. Okay, so now we got it. Let's just close this off. Oh, no, I can't. It's gotta be... I got it. Like that. Yes. That works. Good. And now I can put the... right there, there, and there. Okay, good. That's fine. And now, of course, we're gonna have to put... let's just do it like this. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now comes the boring part, and that is of me. Well, actually, let's tie these up first. Right, let's see if it makes it all the way. Yes. We don't see the spark, so that is not too far. You go right here. That's not too far either. You come to this one. You come to that one. You here. And you here. Can you shoot there? Unknown status. Can you shoot there now? Hello? Yes, now it shows... I don't know if I did not look at the mana pool, but they all showing mana pool. That's what I want. Perfect. And now I just have to go through here and tie this one to that one. This one to that one. This one to that one. And then the back ones. And I'm going to do that for every row here. So every one of these mana spreaders has 5 Endoflames. Alright, and now we're going to have to figure out how we want to drop the items somewhere here. They should be dropped right here, and I'm pretty sure that... I'm hoping that this one... See, the problem is it doesn't show me how far it can pick it up. And there's no way for me to test it without removing all the other Endoflames that I just bound to it. But if we make... There is this monocle. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I probably won't be able to find it, so let's just search for it. Monocle, there it is. But that requires a mana steel ingot and a mana glass. So, why don't I just... Why am I messing around here? Let's do this. So we can actually set it up properly. Let's just get a stack right here. And throw this down for a minute right there. And then they should be picking it up. Oh, it's not enough. It doesn't reach the outer ones. You guys see that? Oh, that's a bummer. So that means this can go 1, 2, and 3. So if I drop it right here... That would mean D3 can get it, and if I drop it right there, D3 can get it. Because the problem here, guys, is, check it out. I'm going to have a pressure plate back here. I'm gonna need to get a wooden pressure plate, because that keeps the signal a little longer after it's been depressed. Alright, let's pick this up. I was gonna drop it right there, but if I have a flower right here, these you can toggle on and off with a redstone signal. I learned that one day when I had the flowers right next to it. It did not work anymore for me. These flowers never caught anything. But we might be lucky. That's a lot of mana already. Alright, so we got one of these. And, oh my god, tell me I got some glass in this wonder bag here. Yes. Wait. So we can make one of these now. And I just need, what was it? 3 gold nuggets. Perfect. So go ahead and make me this one. Sweet. And you can put that on your... I think it's the... No, it's in the... Hello? There we go. Is it here? Here, 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 here. Wait, what? Name, charm. Do you go here? Where do you go? Aha. Okay, so it goes there. No sleep charm while I'm over here, which is fine. But now the cool thing is you can come here, and now when you hover over them, you see the exact pickup area. And this one is just 1 too short. Okay, and then also these ones right here, I think you can see certain things. I'm not sure. Maybe it only shows it on the flowers. Okay. But anyway, so that means I'm going to have 2 drop-off areas. And how far back do you go? Okay, so it needs to be here. Ah, that stinks. Now, does this also mean how far down do you go? Am I going to be able to see this somehow? Like if I step down here? Now, I've had them pick it up from underground before, but I don't want to have to count on that. And see, and if I stand on here, let's try this real quick. And I'm just going to give this 1 charcoal here. Really? Don't stop picking it up. This front one took it there. I can't really say if this one does it or not, guys. So I think what I'm going to do here is, instead of messing around with this one, we're just going to remove that one. And we're going to remove that one. And we're just going to put them in the front here of each row. Right there. And now it should actually tie up automatically. Okay, can still reach it. And if I check, you see, because this is the closest mana spreader. When you plant down the ender flames after the mana spreaders are already there, they automatically tie up. So now I can, without any problem, add the 2 pressure plates that I want here. And then the rest should be underground, if I do it right. I need it. Sorry. But that means I'm going to have to distribute the charcoal equally between both sides. I don't like this. I don't like this. This is just going to be a pain. So I think what we're going to do here is I'm going to bring this in. This whole row and this row. So we're going to have 1 in the middle here. And there should be a way that if I make it, so for example, check it out. That way I don't need to mess around with the redstone either. If I make it so it drops it on here. We can try that real quick. Let's pick one up. Let's put one here. They picked it up. So there should be no problem that this is 1 off the ground. But then the thing is, I can run the redstone here, and I can still have the flowers right next to here besides this 1 block here. This block, I cannot have any flower, and this block I can't. But these, I can. And then I think we're just going to put the other... Oh, I can't put it in the front. Okay, let me just move these flowers all over 1. Well, not all of them, just these back ones here. And then we'll set up the spitter. Okay, guys, I don't really want to guess if these flowers get disabled or not. So I'm going to put 2 right there. This one is tied to that one. That one is tied to this one. And we're going to put this in the middle. Because here's the thing is, it used to be that Botania flowers you can only disable when they are made with a redstone root. That was kind of the indicator that if you use the redstone root, that caused it to be toggable via redstone. So we're going to try this right now here. So that worked. Okay. Now the next test is that I'm going to need to get some redstone and run this to here. Just like, let's just run 3. And I'm going to set up 2 more. 1, 2. Aha, you see that? I wonder if it just looks that way. So we're going to try this again. Okay, and which one of you picked it up? None of you are doing anything. They're not. This one is filling. So I'm guessing the front one here. Okay, but I guess we could also make sure that this does not work by putting down, just in case, let's put 2 repeaters here. That's totally fine. So let's put 2 repeaters here. Now I know they're definitely not going to trigger that. So now we can do what we wanted, which is going to work out perfect, and it should be much easier for me to set up. You check here, you see these automatically tie, and if I'm not going crazy, because this mathematically should be the next closest one, bind it to here, and if I place these 5 now, they should all point to that spreader. Okay, so keep that in mind next time you set this up yourself, that you don't actually need to bind them if you just make sure that you do it from inside out, I guess. And that way you don't need to bind these yourself. Right? You're still showing up. Perfect. Okay, cool. Alright, so now we're getting close to being done with this. But I wanted to talk with you guys about something that I found out not too long ago. And that is, so this one needs to be, I need to put the crate right there. And this will drop the charcoal or whatever fuel we're going to give this to straight there. And that is that these flowers all have a cooldown. Okay. Now, not like the thermal lily or something that once they burn something, you know, they can't for like a couple of minutes or whatever. What I'm talking about cooldown is that they do not constantly check if there's charcoal. For example, check it out. Like if I put one down here, nothing happens right away, right? Now they checked. Now, if there was another one laying there, it would take again a couple of seconds until they would check, right? So I learned that you see 5 of these showing now they're going, or actually 6. But that's not true. I only put down 1 charcoal. How can 6 of them burn at the same time? And what we learned on, it was actually on the Patreon server, we figured this out, is that you should drop multiple charcoals at once, okay? So let's say you have 6 charcoal laying here, okay? And then after a few seconds, 6 of these endo flames are going to pick those up. Then it's going to take, let's say, 5 seconds, and then the next 6 can pick the next 6 charcoal up. Problem is, if you put down only 1 charcoal at a time, one of these will start producing mana. Then you drop the next one, then the next one. But by the time you get like through 6 or 7, right? The first one is already out of fuel again. And then that will grab the next charcoal that is there. That means the whole back half of these flowers are never going to get any charcoal. So what we need to do now is to figure out a circuit here that when this becomes depressed, okay? I shouldn't say that. If it becomes pressed, meaning the first charcoal lays on it, it takes like 3-4 seconds until the hopper that points into here gets locked. All right, I hope that makes sense. Because that way you can make it, and I probably want the hopper actually in the front. So do I want to run my redstone in the front? No. No, I can just, that's fine. I can have the hopper in the back so it's easier to trigger. And then just bring the charcoal from the outside into the back. That works. What did I do with my hopper? I thought that I had one ready. I don't know where I used it. Don't matter. Okay, so this hopper needs to get locked so it doesn't give any more items off to this crate. And I guess the best way is if we start coming backward. So we're gonna come here. And right there, we're going to have another repeat. Right there, pointing into the hopper. So when this is triggered, when it's on, the hopper will lock. And now we come in over here. And I guess the best way to make the delay here, let's see how well that works. If we have 4. Okay, it goes instant. Almost. All right, so let's say we're going to set all of these to 2. How long? Oh, man. About 1, 2, less than 2 seconds it comes up here. But I guess that's the thing we just need to try. And that is, let me get off. Yes, let's finish the circuit. That's how we can try it. Perfect. Let's finish the circuit. So right here, we are going to power this block. And then we'll just use redstone. Put a block on top of this. There. Let me make some room here so we can see. And then we get the redstone up that way, and we need to get rid of it. Okay, so now this is closed. I don't need to do anything else up here. If I change the delay, it's going to be down here, right? Okay, so now we stand on here. And let's put in... Let's put in 20 items for right now. And step off, and let's see how many it drops. 2, 3, some. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get all the smooth stone out of here so I know how many I'm picking up. So that was 4. 8. So now it always drops 4. I kind of would like it to drop 6. So why don't we change this to 3 tick each and try it again. Probably put like that. Put them all back in here and step off. Okay, so I have no smooth stone on me. That is 5. So that would mean... No, I want to try with 6. Hopefully 4 ticks will be enough. I don't think I ever want to drop more than 6. Of course, I could also make this charcoal blocks, guys. So I got 10 on me, 16. So that is actually exactly what we want. Let's try it one more time. And that is 6. Sweet. So our delay here works, and I hope you guys understand why I'm delaying it with these flowers. If not, just go down in the comments and let me know. And now we're going to start this baby up. We're going to put some charcoal in here. There's no reason to hold on to this anymore. And then I'm just going to have to wait to make a bunch more mana. Oh. Actually, we're not ready yet. My bad. Where do I want the charcoal drop off to be? I think... It would be nice to have it... Let's do it right there. It's actually perfect. I'm gonna have to just make a... Do I still have this? Yes. Let me make a... I'm gonna need... How many does it take? I think 6. Yes, and I have a chest right here. So let's go ahead and make 1 storage drawer. Perfect. And then I'm gonna need to get me put this away, and I need these, and well, I don't need that either. That's good. And one of those. So let's go ahead and put the drawer back here like that. And we'll put the charcoal in there in a second. Then underneath this one, I want to point into here. Actually, why don't we point it that way? Right into here. Oh, no. Let's point it into here, and then we're gonna need a little bit more room. Point it into there. And then from here, we go over, up. And then we're going to go straight into the ceiling like this. And just follow it. To right there. Perfect. All right, and now take this. And just bring these hopper ducts back, forward. Oh, can't have that. This needs to be smooth stone. I don't know. I just don't like it, guys, when that happens. All right, and what did I say? Now we come. Apparently, I didn't break that one. That. And now we come down. Oh, it did connect. Hello. Whoops. So now if I put one charcoal in there, see how long it takes to come out over here? And there it is. So of course it's gonna fill this whole hopper over there, okay? So it's you can't really tell how much more charcoal you have left, but it's not like I'm gonna be able to put so much charcoal in there that all of this will fill. But you see, I put them all in there, and they're gonna come over here, and now we're gonna have a nice steady mana production. And I'm gonna wait this out until actually let's keep an eye on this for a second. I'd like to see if all of these. Alright, this one is getting mana, this one is getting mana, this one is full. Why are you full? So what I'm thinking here is to add one more pool and spreader between each one of them. Now there's one problem though, and that is this one out here, because that has by far the longest way to go. To me, this one should have been the slowest, not the ones here in the middle. I don't understand why these two were the slower ones. I'm not so sure what that was all about. Okay? But anyway, so this one right here, we're gonna kind of wing it, guys. I think we're gonna point to here. And then here we're gonna have a mana spreader. So we're gonna bind this one to that pool. And this one to that one. Okay? So it shoots from there into this pool and then from there. So we're also adding an extra storage, 12 more. So we actually have we're gonna have a lot of mana in the background. This should be able to hit there, yes. So let's put this next to it and this one here. Point that one to here and that one to there. And then I guess the same one here, but we're gonna go forward one. Just to kinda keep yes, it doesn't really matter. Because it's gonna be an odd number, not an even one. So we're gonna use this one to there, this one to here. I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to do here, just about halving this. And then we definitely need to, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4 spreader. And then here is going to be full. All right, of course not on the ground. Okay, so you are going to point to there. Wait, what? No, this is the fourth one. Sorry. You point to here. And you point to there. And then this one, because it's further back even one more, we're gonna put it right here. So this one points to there, and this one points to... So this way, kind of, I'm adding another layer in between here. And because it's not symmetrical, it's just like the way it is here. But it should work. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, what? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I forgot one. This guy right here. Alright, we're gonna add this one to there. How did I forget one? You do here. And you to there. Okay, let's just double check. Pool, 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 and pool. I just want to make sure that they're actually all pointing at a pool. Not that I'm missing some kind of an obstruction here. But it looks good, I think, this way. I think it should work. So, and I changed over here, so now there's a lever. I just turn this on, and it's going to work again. And now let's see if this middle one is going to have a problem again. Oh, guys, check it out. I'm not sure if we're actually full on charcoal yet. So this might not even be full speed yet. Probably not. Give this a few seconds. Alright, about at least 30 seconds later now. And this one can keep up. And so can this one. I think that fixed it. Ooh. Alright, so this one still has the longest distance here. How are you doing? And we're still not collecting any mana there. Okay. So this one looks like it's probably going to fill up first. You see how it's slowly gaining every few ticks? But I don't want to add another one, because then all the other flowers will not be doing anything while these out here are still going. So I rather have this one fall behind than the other ones producing or sucking up charcoal for nothing, because that's what actually will happen eventually. Okay, let's check over here. Alright, that is cool. So, I actually expected to get a lot more done today, guys, but I had a lot of fun making this. I haven't played with Botania in a long time or shown it on my channel, really. Because, hey, and you're close, thank you. Because, you know, it's been done so many times, but I figured there's a lot of new changes to Botania over the last many updates that I want to try and tackle. And we got a whole era full of magic, which is awesome. We got this guy set up. That's all we got done today. Is pretty much having the mob farm completed. Well, it's not too bad. And mana production going. But it's just a big mana production already for our little Botania area. Okay, we're going to have a different mana production when we actually move to our new place. Because I still have to build that. But bottom line, guys, is I want to get my hands on all the magic tools. Okay? For example, the broom from Evilcraft. So we can have an easier time flying and building our castle or our mansion, no, palace. Our palace when we get to it. And then in Botania, there's a lot of rods that are really good. For example, shifting crust, so I can easily exchange blocks. The rod of the skies, the dirt stick, and so on. There's just so many good tools that I want to get my hands on that are going to help us build. And that is why I want to do it. And don't forget, guys, we also have Psy. And we're definitely going to get that going as well. And bottom line, guys, for some people that might be new to the series, Quantus is an era-based mod pack, okay? Meaning that even though we have things like Ender IO, okay, right there, we cannot craft any of the things until we progress into the... Well, this is Ender. Until we progress to the proper age, right? We wanted to make sure to really take it easy this season and really play with all the different mods per era. So we went through the coal era where we barely had anything. In the iron era, we opened up the smeltery from Tinkers and so on. And also hopper ducts. That was pretty much it. And now in the magic era, we added Evilcraft, Botania, Blood Magic, Roots, and Dark Utilities. And then the next area, which is going to be the steel area. You know, we're going to add Railcraft, Immersive Engineering, and the like. So that's when we're actually going to start with the first tech. But we have a long way to go through there, and there's lots of magic to do. And I hope you guys are looking forward to that. If you have any questions, go down and leave me a comment, and I will try to explain it as good as I can, or go to the Quantus project page on Curse, and there everything is very detailed explained. But that's it, guys, for today. Next time, we'll continue with some magic, because there's lots of tools and toys. Oh, one more thing, before I forget. Also, I want to go back to the way we did it in Mod Sauce 2, and in, I think, and also in Infinity Expert mode, where when we played with a mod, we wore the proper armor and tools. So meaning when we're going to do Botania, we're going to wear Botania armor and those tools. When we do Psy, that stuff. When we do Blood Magic, their tools and armor, and so on, right? So that's the gist behind the whole idea here. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Enough rambling. I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and bye-bye. Whoops.